My name is Andras Palko, and I am the Marketing and Trade Marketing Director of Heineken Hungary. The biggest challenge that we face now is, let's say, twofold. We have a market that is changing continuously and in a very dynamic way. And also we have loads of data, how we can track and measure our performance. And the fast reaction based on all these data sources is quite a challenge, I have to say. Nowadays we have a lot of brands, a lot of brand equity, a lot of consumer preference, a lot of knowledge in the mind of the shoppers, very different shopper and consumer behaviors. They go after quality, they go after craft beers, they go after different kinds of liquids, they have a very high cost consciousness and price awareness. So all these make the business very, very complex. Compared to how it was in the past, we only had one channel, which was TV. Not many companies used it, so we produced the TV commercial, we bought enough airtime, and then it was successful. Now, with all the marketing noise around us and with all these channels, you have to create something that really stands out, otherwise your investment is completely lost. We have several awards, both international and Hungarian, the one that we can win in Cannes or the Effie Award, but ultimately we're looking to convince the consumers. Therefore, ultimately, we measure ourselves through our sales. Apart from the sales results, we also track the health of our brands, all the important brand attributes, including the awareness of the advertisement and the impact of that on the consumers. The post-test is what we now use mostly, and it is really good to evaluate what was the impact on the consumers exactly. For instance, now in the case of Soproni, we aired 4 different films, but we can select based on the post-test very easily. We know which one use the most, which one use less, and which one we shouldn't use at all. I believe the ideal way to use Synetiq is to pre-test spots, because that's how you can really optimize your campaign, but also after a campaign to compare with all the competitor activities to learn for the future is a really good tool as well. We would like to do a lot more pre-tests and even cancel some of the campaigns if they really fail, or recut certain films. We usually have a lot more material that we put on air, so we can cut out different scenes. We can shorten the films, so with the same amount of money we can buy more GRP, more reach. If we can reach the impact, a similar impact with a 20-second, 15-second film, we don't need to use the 30-second one. All the classic researches come with a certain limitation. We have consumers in a small group in a room for 2-3 hours when they focus purely on evaluating all these concepts. They don't behave as a normal consumer, as a normal shopper. It's somewhat artificial. We still need these because we need deep understanding on how they judge our concepts. These are really valuable. But combining them with neuromarketing, that's where you find the truth. So what really happens in the brain of the consumers. The main difference between Synetiq's methodology and the classic market research is classic market research is claimed, so what consumers believe that they feel, whereas in the case of Synetiq is what they really feel, so it is measured what is going on in their brain. It helps us to get closer to how they really behave in a real life situation. But the importance of such a study is that we spend tens or in some cases hundreds of millions on TV production. Such a big investment cannot go untracked, so it cannot be spent based on internal gut feelings. One benefit that we have already seen is that we look at our spots with a different eye. The light is coming from another distance, the voice here is too much in the background, music might be too loud or too weak. So these kinds of things are already in our discussions when we talk about our spots. Through the results and feedback that we received from Synetiq, we developed a different lens through which we view our films and evaluate them together with the agency. Feedback is a gift, we used to say. I would consider Synetiq and neuromarketing as a completely new way of measurement, part of a lifelong learning, a new tool. I don't see any difficulties in admitting if we did anything wrong in the past, because how could we know? So in the end, it can only result in better campaigns. For someone who hasn't used the Synetiq yet, I would only suggest to give it a try. What can you lose? What I got from Synetiq is an improved and more conscious way of how we develop video advertising. With all this marketing noise, with Synetiq you have a better chance to stand out. Innovation, unseen, efficiency.